This show is sponsored by Lilibet, the best all-in-one Scandinavian gaming platform that welcomes players from over 50 countries. On Lilibet, you can bet on your favorite sports in the sports section or your favorite casino game in the casino section of the website. The bookmaker section offers multiple new customers promotions, and right now you can use our exclusive sign-up link in the description to get a 100% welcome bonus to top up to 500 euros. Hello guys and welcome to 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐧𝐸𝐿 World Cup match day 3 in groups C and D, games that are going to take place on Wednesday the 30th of November, and we have Alain Valnegri and Leo Bachanian with us. Hello Leo, hello Alain.
Guys, hello Edu, Alain.
Hello.
Time to analyze the groups of Argentina and France. So remember to leave your comments, press the like if you enjoy our videos, to support us, and subscribe to our channel. Of course, let's start with Group C, and the first game we are going to analyze is Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and we are arriving in this last match day in this group with everything absolutely open. Everyone can qualify, everyone can get out, and it's especially surprising for Saudi Arabia. Perhaps, Alain, some weeks ago we should say, or we would have said, that Mexico is going to win easily this game, but I don't like Mexico at all. I think they were very poor in both games, lack of quality, especially up front. And that's why I wouldn't be that surprised if Saudi Arabia is able to get something out of this game.
Yes, it's one of the good surprise about the World Cup. In the last game, they lose against Poland, but they made the game. If then score the penalty, I think the score will be changed in the second half. The identity is really clear. They're known the model of play with 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲. Maybe in offensive phase we are watching something more between the Morocco 2018. Mexico have a lot of problem. I think Martino is not in a comfortable position. He arrived with a lot of difficulty with the press. We saw a trainer without the clear idea. Against Argentina, I think he missed ambition because he go out with that type of center back, that type of system in defense, and he sent a message to Argentina: I am scary, and that one in a World Cup is not a good thing. For that game, I choose the double opportunity for Saudi Arabia. 1x odds are really high, 2.32.
Surprise in Alain's opinion, and actually I think the word is the lack of ambition. As Alain was saying, Mexico is very favorite for this game, Leo, 1.7, but I haven't seen absolutely anything to back Mexico in this World Cup.
Yeah, and actually the game with Argentina, I think, was the worst for Mexico in a very long time, at least the ones that I have seen. And it's true that Martino is responsible for Saturday's defeat, I believe. He gave up his style, he gave up philosophy in order to not to lose, because the 3-5-2 system he used instead of his usual 4-3-3, it was, I believe, the first time he used it as Mexico's coach, a 3-5-2. So to do that on a crucial game against Argentina, when you needed also a win to make sure you can go to the next stage, is something that makes him absolutely the person responsible for this defeat. I thought of Dani Fisichella after the first goal of Argentina, because on our show last week, when we done the groups G and H, he said that almost any national team in the world can compete for 50 or 60 minutes. The challenge is to take it to 90 or more. And that was the case for Mexico. they competed only for 65 minutes. There are questions that surely will not be answered, and I guess will go down, Edu, Alain, in the collection of mysteries in the history of the Mexican team. Why did Martino choose Andrés Guardado and not Edson Álvarez? Andrés Guardado, that was not fit enough, and actually he could not complete even the first half. Edson Álvarez, who was a star in Ajax. Why Martino was brave to take Rogelio Funes Mori into his squad, despite almost everyone questioning him that call, but then he didn't give him any minutes in 2 games. This means Mexico is far from being favorites against Saudi Arabia. Well, I don't think so. In effect, I believe they will. They have a good chance to go through the next stage if Argentina does their job against Poland, but they will need to show some character, something that we are used to with the Mexican team. They need to use a combative style, something that again we haven't seen so far, at least maybe in the first half against Poland. And they're going to have a Saudis team in front who, as Alain said, they could have snatched at least a point against Poland. Szczęsny, I don't know, guys, if you agree, but I believe the penalty save, but more than the penalty, the rebound he saved against or to deny 𝐜𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐶 the equalizer is going to go down as one of the best saves in the World Cup history. The rebound was just amazing, was nothing short of spectacular. Saudi Arabia had chances to equalize in the second half, but none as the same quality as they had in the first half. But again, I trust Mexico to finally show up in this World Cup. They will need to win, and to win at least scoring two or more. I will look at Asian handicap of -1 for Mexico here with odds of 2.2, and also I expect a match with goals over 2.5 with odds of 2.
That could be a key, actually, because Mexico, they need to win by a large margin to have options to qualify. It will depend on the Poland-Argentina. Do you also see goals for this reason, Alain, in this game, or because Mexico is having so many problems to go to the other box, they will struggle also to score against Saudi Arabia?
I saw goals, yes, is my choice for the ACCA. The over 2.75. I think Mexico must play against Poland. We saw something more. I think there is a killer in the area. Jimenez is never back after his injury. Jimenez pre-injured, and like Leo said, Funes Mori, you must to put in. You must to give him a chance. And the team, if you saw the individual player, Mexico is better than we saw from the beginning of the World Cup. But I think the relationship with Martino is gone 1 year ago. The relationship was finished, and now in Mexico, when you start to have problem with the stamp, is really difficult to working, and we saw another time the same problem. The federation don't take the good decision at the good moment, and now in the World Cup, there need a miracle to qualify, and I think Arabia has something more. Now I saw goals for that game. Yes.
It's a mystery, this Mexico, because it's a country with a lot of tradition in football, over 200 million inhabitants, a good league, domestic league, but they are not able to produce quality players in the last years, apart from this Chicharito or this Rafa Marquez, but never a strong team to compete in the World Cup. They still are alive, and the other game in this group is Poland-Argentina. Leo, I don't know if you were convinced by this Argentina. I mentioned to you before that I was not, but the thing in the World Cups is winning. no matter how, and keep growing in the tournament. I think by now Scaloni should have learned that Rodrigo de Paul is not a player to be in the lineup, and Enzo, he is. And at least they managed how to handle the big pressure that they had in their shoulders in the game against Mexico.
Yeah, but I'll tell you that De Paul will start again against Poland. Is the soul of the team for Scaloni, and Enzo Fernandez as well is pushing for a place, but won't be De Paul making space for Enzo. It might be Guido Rodriguez. But yes, Edu, I mean, was Argentina convincing on the weekend on Saturday, guys? Of course not. I mean, or at least not for the first half, and in the second half, at least things started to change a little bit. But at the same time, it was a victory in which Argentina suffered emotionally a lot. A game that was played with anguish, 3 necessary points. I'm not saying even that Argentina suffered because Mexico created problems. They haven't seen the face of Emiliano Martinez throughout the whole game, but they suffered emotionally because of everything that was at stake in this game. It was a game with the normal tension, perhaps comparable to the last 15 minutes of the match against Nigeria in Russia 2019, when the game was tied and Argentina needed a goal to get through the group stage. But I will tell you that for me, the tension on Saturday was even higher than against Nigeria 4 years ago, because that Argentina of Sampaoli was not a candidate. The process has been very bad, but this time everything was different. And I think that those first 45 minutes were a reflection of that tension and anguish, because Argentina could not create problems around Memo Ochoa. They did not know what to do with the ball. Many mistakes. The first one, of course. Lautaro Martinez was a shadow of himself, not even touching the ball at all. Scaloni's idea of using Guido Rodriguez instead of Paredes did not provide any dividends, to be honest. He didn't make any difference at all on the game, apart from sitting deep alongside the center backs and trying to build up from their own half. There were no highlights actually in the first half, but everything changed in the second. Argentina started to play with a different intensity. At least that's how I seen it. They started to press a little bit more and a little bit better. They started to win second balls, something that was not happening on the first half. And of course, they were held by Mexico, who were playing 10 or 20 meters closer to Ochoa than what they have done in the first half. Did Argentina create any clear-cut opportunities? Not at all. But there was a feeling that something had already changed, and the fans were singing louder and longer. So I think there was something there in the air that you could tell was something has changed in this second half. But again, you cannot explain the match, guys, if we don't mention tricky moments. Messi's magic, of course, to find the space first. His first touch on the ball after the pass from Di Maria, and then his shooting, just perfect. Peter Drury, the English commentator, I think he said like, "Oh, guys, you are so thankful to having him on your own team." Looking at the Argentinian fans, and that is absolutely true. And the second moment that changed the game was the introduction of Enzo Fernandez. He's only 21 years of age. 2 years ago, he was playing in Defensa y Justicia. He went back to River after this loan, and he had a great season. He adapted so quickly in Benfica, and now he played with Argentina like if he's been in the national team for ages, and he really needed to start against Poland. And then Poland actually was poor with Mexico, but better with Arabia, at least in the second half. They should stick to Lewandowski and Milik, I believe, playing together. If there was a reason why the Barcelona striker looked much livelier, I believe, guys, on Saturday, that was because he has a partner up front. And Alain was saying on the last show that Milik should come on, and he's done it, and the team looked a little bit different. This said, I think that Poland will repeat the same plan of giving away possession. They will fight for second balls. And they will see if Zielinski can link himself with Milik and Lewandowski. But I still see Argentina favorite in here. I will look for a first half Asian handicap of minus 0.5 for Argentina with odds of 2.14, and goals under in this case 2.5, odds of 1.86.
Well, a bit tricky. We haven't seen many goals in the first half in this World Cup. Alain, is that good, this Argentinian team? Because is the hype too high for Argentina? Because after seeing the two first games, I'm not sure if this is as good as we were told. This team is as good as we were told, or after seeing, for instance, France just 2 hours before or 3 hours before Argentina.
But this World Cup, I think, is the World Cup when we will be so the rhythm of the game is highest I saw in my life. The rhythm is really high. That means I need the player with the best form, and Argentina arrived in Qatar with player not in form. De Paul, Paredes, Di Maria, Romero, Papu Gomez. A lot of players are not in his best moment at the season, and Scaloni is searching solution. Enzo Fernandez is a solution. 𝐿𝐴llister, I like 𝐿𝐴llister Saturday for the initiative he has in the game. Now, if after 2 games is not one of the best team, I think in the second half the World Cup start for Argentina. We saw a team with more creativity. The ball ran faster, and I see an improvement. Now it's really important for Argentina to make score Lautaro. To don't start to have every time that question the striker doesn't score. Julian Alvarez can be a solution to Poland. Poland is a direct play. A little sad because I think Poland have players to offer another type of football. The long ball for the striker and go to win the second ball and try to conduce and finish the occasion. Poland, one of the best striker of the 21st century is Lewandowski, but they aren't able to put Lewandowski in condition to have a really good paper in this team. For this game, I think Poland will be back with 5 defense, but I think Argentina can open the game. And if Argentina scores soon in the game, Poland must to be open the system, open his identity, and that means we will be so goals over 2.75, odds 2.10.
Who do you see coming through in this game, in this group? Then, Alain, in your opinion, first and second?
I think Argentina will be finished first. Will be finished first and can be avoid France, because in this moment it's best to avoid France in 18 of finals.
And second, Saudi Arabia, I guess, no? Because you.
Yes.
Second, Saudi Arabia. Leo, in your opinion?
I'm saying yes, Argentina going first, and it's crucial because you could have a last 16 with Australia on Denmark, and the chances are different to having Mbappé in front of you right away. And I believe, as I said before, that Mexico will show finally the character we know from Martino's men, and they're gonna go through aided by Argentina.
I really hope to see France-Argentina in the last 16. It will be, for sure, the game of the games in this round. We will come to France later, but before, let's analyze Australia-Denmark. This group is still very open as well. Yeah. France already qualified with 6 points, but Australia-Denmark or Tunisia, why not? They still have a chance, especially this one, no? Australia-Denmark with a draw. The Socceroos will be in the next round. Denmark, they have to win, in my opinion. Leo, they weren't that bad against France. I was a bit disappointed against Tunisia, but probably they deserve to win against France. They couldn't do a lot, to be honest, because France was way better, but they showed character. They were always in the game. Again, they have a problem at front. No matter if it's 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴 or Braithwaite, I see this Denmark a little bit toothless. Do you trust them to beat Australia? They are huge favorites, 1.5 to win.
Yes, I trust them, although I would give the double chance as well for Australia. We'll go to back that later. Do I see Australia managing to push Denmark despite they won their game against Tunisia? I don't think so. However, Denmark are mostly in attack. That's the problem. They've been very disappointing, Alain, in the opening game against Tunisia and against France. 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐳 Dolberg started up front, but offered little in build-up play and even less in terms of a goal threat. I mean, against Tunisia. Clearly an intelligent forward. Dolberg hasn't scored yet for Sevilla this season, and he looked out of sorts in the debut. He was replaced by Andreas Cornelius in the second half. Cornelius started here against France. He was an improvement, I could say, or we could say, about Cornelius in regard of 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐳 Dolberg, because he linked play reasonably well. But then Cornelius was taken off, and Braithwaite, the third choice number 9, was introduced, and then we saw again 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐳 Dolberg. So in the end, they've been using all the number 9s they have at their disposal, and still they look, as you said, Edu, a little bit toothless. They're up front, but the quality is there. I saw anyway improvements, because when you take the opposition, in this case France, if not the best team of the world, just over there with Brazil and Spain. So when you take in regard the opposition, yeah, there was an improvement, but still well behind of I was expecting for this World Cup in terms of Denmark, guys. And Australia is not going to make their life easier, although I believe they're not going to push through to make it to the last 16, but they're not going to make Denmark's life easier. I think 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐳𝐶𝐿𝐴, the Australian coach, had the right words after their first World Cup in 12 years for the Socceroos, when he said that they needed to keep the significance of the result under wraps. He said, let's bubble this thing under the surface a little bit, but let's not get it to boil over, because they know they have a great opportunity coming over in 2 days. So to progress will break another drought in terms of like getting to the last 16. It's been 16 years without getting through the group stage. Double chance has maximum odds of 2.72 in Oddspedia, but I think on average Edu, Alain, is closer to 2.5. But I will look for draw at halftime with odds of 2.45, and an Asian second half Asian handicap of minus 0.5 for Denmark with odds of 1.85.
Following what we are seeing in this World Cup, so close first half ending in a draw, and then Denmark to win in the second half. Alain, you mentioned in our previous video that the Australian manager is very defensive. You used to see him a lot in the A-League. With a draw, they are through, so I expect them to park the bus.
Yes, I think Australia was lucky against Tunisia, because it's a team depend a lot of the model of play of the rival. I think Denmark with the weakness with Mæhle, with Christensen in the wing, and especially between the line with Damsgaard, with Lindstrøm, with the same Eriksen. Denmark has a lot of solution in the zone of Australia, can suffer a lot. Australia defends really well with the defense, because they are really strong, and when he can quit the space in the duel in the small space, is really strong and aggressive. But with the midfield, they have some problem, and we saw that against France. And I think Denmark can show is really identity, because from the beginning of the World Cup, we don't saw the Denmark about the last 2 years. And I think Denmark is one of the team in Europe improve more in the last 2 years. Now is the game for Denmark. Denmark can be go out in this group. It can be a pass away for the team, for the that have a lot of young players. I think the difference between both teams is higher respect to the odds for that game. I choose no both teams score. I don't saw Australia score against Denmark. Odds 1.80.
So Denmark to win 2-0, no, is something that you would expect as well, Alain, for this game.
Yes.
Well, they have to win to come second in this group. Denmark to win 2-0, by the way, is 2.4. Another good bet in this case, because the other team in this group is Tunisia, France. I'm sure it's going to be a very special game for so many Tunisians living in France. But so far, Alain, in my opinion, we haven't seen the second game of Brazil, but it's the best team in this World Cup. Mbappé is also making the difference. When I was listening to people talking about who is the best player so far in this World Cup, I think, in my opinion, is Kylian Mbappé. But also, for instance, I was amazed by Theo Hernandez having an impact in France. Do you also like that much France? Is, again, France one of the favorites because it came to the World Cup a little bit damaged by the latest results in the Nations League?
France is a pragmatic team. France doesn't want to put the aesthetic. Doesn't want to be an aesthetic team. Deschamps want winning. Deschamps, in the mind of Deschamps right now, today, is I need 4 victory and I won the World Cup. Is that one is really simple, and we saw the model of play of France is really simple. Is avoid the mistake, conserve the position, conserve the system, working for the team. The idea is really, really simple. I think between 2018, Deschamps introduced one thing, and he introduced one thing for obligation, because Lucas Hernandez is injured. And now with Theo Hernandez, he need and he must to build another model of attack to this wing. I think Theo Hernandez improved the team at this moment. Now the question and the nightmare for Deschamps is, how can I defend with that high position about Theo Hernandez? We saw France go out with the ball with 3 defense and with Theo Hernandez really high, and that one helped a lot Mbappé too. And I think Griezmann is the key of the team. Griezmann is everywhere. You saw the game is everywhere, in every zone of the field. Is the Griezmann of 2018. Now for this game, how many players will be not play, because Deschamps will make a lot of change. I think 4, 5. Like you said, for Tunisia is a really special game. I think Tunisia was unlucky with Australia, but Tunisia have a problem with the goal. We saw the last years Tunisia is able to win 1-0, but scores three goals in the important game. No, after it's true in the defensive phase is a team concede not a lot of goal. For that game, I saw goals too, because France have the free mind. Deschamps will be more relaxed for that game, and Tunisia wanna catch a positive result. Over 2.5 goals, odds 2.10.
Important the fact that we are going to see changes, Leo, because France is almost for sure first also in this group, and Tunisia, if they want to have a chance, they have to attack.
Yeah, but But again, I mean, I can't see inflicting damage into to France, even though if the Champs makes 5 or 6 changes as is maybe expected, think that of course they're gonna be first in the group. He can rest player for the last 16, and we will see if Mbappe, who wants always to play, he wants to play all the time. We say that in PSG, and we see if the Champs has the opportunity to rest him or not. I believe he would like to play every single game of this World Cup. He came here to be the best in the World Cup. You can tell he was outstanding with Australia, with Denmark, absolutely unstoppable. And now there is no defender. I don't know, guys, in whom can you think when you say like, yes, there's no defender that can cope with his pace right now, and no defender comes to my mind when it comes to that, to be honest. Yes, sometimes teams can manage to keep him out for some periods, but you know that they cannot do it for an entire match. And a moment of inspiration for Mbappe could be enough to ruin anyone's hope against France. And then he was only 19 in Russia 2018, and now he's a much more complete player. I don't know how if he's perceived like that in France, if he's perceived as someone who's much more complete player than 4 years ago. But he already scored the same amount of goals than Messi in World Cups, but playing in 3 World Cup less than Messi. So he's the player of the tournament so far. But yes, as we said, Brazil didn't play the second game yet, and he's there to win it. And he wants not just to win it, but he wants to be the best in the France team and can win it for a second consecutive time.
Indeed, so, only Pelé, no, did this in the past. Mbappe can put himself already next to Pelé. Tell me, Leo, then,
yes,
which tips do you think are good for this game?
I will go for Asian handicap -1 for France. That has odds of 2.09, and also, despite the possible changes, France to win 2-0. That is 2.45, although that is, I think, is the highest. In average is around 2.25, but still good for France to win 2-0.
All right, I guess you see in this group, France coming first, of course,
yeah.
And second, you mentioned Denmark.
Yes,
both of you. Let's see which are your best bets for this match day, Leo.
My safe bet for this third round of fixtures, Group C and D, France first team to score, odds of 1.45.
And Alain?
Tunisia, France, over 1.75 goals, odds 1.43.
All right, and I'm looking forward to listening to your ACCA. Alain, you were 1 goal away, 2-0 at 6.
I know. More is crazy, my ACCA, and more... I have success, yes.
Very close, very close. We had some comments of people saying, wow, Alain, the GOAT, greatest of all times, because he was very close. Try it again, make us win some money.
Australia, Denmark, over 1.55 goals. Tunisia, France, both teams to score. Mexico, Saudi Arabia, over 2.75 goals. Poland, Argentina, for a total 8.41.
And Leo, yours?
France first team to score, then goals over 2.5 in Saudi Arabia against Mexico, and second half Asian handicap of -0.5 for Denmark. That gives me a total ACCA of 5.36.
All right, then let's have fun on Wednesday, last match day for Groups C and D. Let's see if Argentina can beat Poland, especially. Guys, thank you, Leo. Thank you, Alain. Remember to leave your comments, tell us your tips, and of course, press the like and subscribe. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Ciao.